Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. Sly Media TV. Building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. Sly Media TV. Building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. Sly Media TV. Building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program.
On behalf of a forum of independent candidates for the National Assembly elections that will be held on the 30th of July, I wish to advise and inform the public that a group of independent candidates for the National Assembly elections got together to map the way forward and to devise a means within which we can, with which we can liaise with ZEC in order for the independent candidates to have a more meaningful and equal liaison and engagement with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, because as the independent candidates note, political parties engage with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission because the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission quite a while ago established a forum for a multi-party liaison forum for interested parties and stakeholders, particularly political parties. And we, the independent candidates, noted that that forum is oriented towards political parties, and as such, the proliferation of independent candidates in this particular election is such that there is need for the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, in order for it to remain an independent arbiter of elections, to also address its mind and to interface with independent candidates in a manner that is equal to that of political parties. And in that sense, as independent candidates, we do realize that there are many, very many of us. So as such, apart from the benefit that the independent candidates want to have in terms of more meaningful and serious and formal engagement with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission at the national level, we also realize that because of our numbers, it will also be more efficient for us to organize ourselves and engage with ZEC as a forum, because it is clearly very busy. And if each and every one of us troop up to ZEC one by one to ask this, demand this, or say this, which we can do, but in certain instances, we find that a lot of our expectations and our requirements are the same, and they can be channeled in a direction. So as such, we first had our first meeting on the 22nd of June, 2018. And then, in that meeting, we had councillor candidates as well that are independent that came. But we decided then to prune the forum down to National Assembly candidates, and then we then met on the 20th of July. I wish to advise that the members of the forum who participated in the forum are as follows. Honorable Beata Nyampinga, who is running in Goromonzi North, Ms. Fadzayi Mahere, Mount Pleasant, Honorable Shepherd Mshonga, Mazoe Central, Mr. Jimson Gore, Warren Park constituency, Mr. Mugwodzeri, Goromonzi South, Honorable Anadi Sululu, Slovela, Honorable Zalera Makari, Epworth, Honorable Godfrey Gandawa, Magunje, Honorable Simon Chidakwa, Zengeza, and Honorable Temba Mliswa of Norton. In the last meeting that the independence candidate held, we resolved that we are going to seek a meeting with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, a formal meeting, where we will demand the following: that ZEC treats us as independent candidates equally as it does political parties, by involving us in consultations about electoral processes at the national level. There is no representation of independent candidates at the national level, as far as we know, at the multi-party liaison meetings. So if we were to all go there and meet there and join those meetings, which we're entitled to do as contestants in terms of our right to free and fair elections. In terms of 67 of the Constitution, the meetings would be ungovernable. So we expect ZEC to do the right thing and involve us. In that, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission provides without delay an analyzable copy of the voters' roll for the independent candidates. In that, it also provides us, members of the forum, and also other independent candidates who might not be in the forum, with the manuals for polling procedures. And it also provides us with the details of the numbers of polling of postal votes that have been requested. And we would also expect that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission will show us the measures it is taking to ensure that us as independent candidates also enjoy equal access to the media, the public media, as well as the private media, in the same way that it does carve out space and seek to ensure that it does so for political parties. In that, it should also provide us with a list of other independent candidates, because the independent candidates that got together because of seeking through our informal networks. And we as independent candidates, therefore, have sought audience with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. We're hoping that by the time that we hold this conference, we would have had the meeting where we'll formally present our communique. But the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has told us that possibly tomorrow, which is Thursday, which unfortunately is that rather late, but we expect that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission will meet us as independent candidates. That is the end of the conference, the statement on independent candidates. I will now present a report of as Harare West candidate for Harare West as an independent candidate. I have analyzed the voters' roll in Harare West constituency and wish to deliver the following information in terms of my findings on the voters' roll for Harare West constituency, because I believe that this information is critical for the voters in Harare West, as well as for the general development of our democracy, and particularly the issues of transparency and accountability of our electoral systems. In Harare West constituency, there are registered 35,984 voters, which is possibly a trebling of the registered voters that were on the voters' roll in the 2013 elections. Interestingly, for Harare West, there is almost an even distribution of the registration of male and female registrants, more or less 50-50, which is a variance from the general pattern in the nation, where women have generally tended to register more than women. And having observed and taken a keen interest and participated in the biometric voter registration, I can possibly suggest a reason why there were less women registered to vote in Harare West, and it is because of the issues that were being raised by Harare Westerners during the voter registration exercise of the very onerous requirements that women registrants were required to present. That is proof of registration. There were many times when women who do not, as many women do not have title deeds in their names or lease agreements or water bills in their names. They were required to bring letters from their husbands or from their landlords, as is applicable. And in certain instances, this information was not communicated fully by ZEC. And at the registration stations, they were not always present commissioners of oaths who could administer the oath. So that possibly is the reason. And then there were a lot of widows who were in Harare West who, as in common with a lot of people in Zimbabwe, do not register the estates of deceased persons, still did not have, they would go with a death certificate and go with the water bill in the deceased person's name, and it caused a lot of problems and a lot were turned away. What is of concern in Harare West was concern was that there are 2,622 voters with questionable addresses. An example is an address where there are about 240 people whose address is just listed, for example, as 1 Mabel Rain Harare, and then peppered across the voters roll, maybe 9 voters later, there'd be 4 Mabel Rain Harare. And so clearly there is no such address, because every address, it must have a number, but it must also have a street and then a suburb. So there are many like that. And then there are also others that are appearing on the voters roll that you cannot possibly visit. I try to visit some of them, such as an address that is listed on the voters roll as simply 2562 Harare, Zimbabwe. There are certain instances of addresses such as these that clearly do not exist. Also in the voters roll of Harare West, there is of interest 9 nonagenarian voters. That is voters whose ages are 90 years and above. The youngest being 3 of them being 90 years old, and the oldest being 99 years old. And I do want to say that the exercise of analyzing the voters' roll was to ensure that it didn't, whether or not it had any irregularities. And I have conducted an exercise where I have sought to visit these senior citizens of ours to establish whether indeed they exist, because from previous elections there have been suspicions and speculations that sometimes there are people who don't exist, particularly of older ages. In the 2013 voters' roll in particular, for Harare West, there were more than 30 people in Ward 16 and more than 30 people in Ward 41 who were all indicated to have been born on exactly 1 January 1901. So in this particular case, the appearance of nonagenarian voters is of interest, but I'm happy, and I must say, I'm happy and encouraged to see that from the survey that I conducted, of these 9 nonagenarians on the Harare West voters roll, unfortunately 2 of them have addresses that are not visitable. One of them is, the addresses are not they are not proper addresses. So that takes out 2 of the 9. And of the 7, I was able to go to the addresses of 3 of them, and I was very happy to see some very very sprightly and very voting interested elderly people who registered to vote and who value their right to vote. So I would say that in instances like this, that some of I'm happy to say that the suspicions and the question marks in this particular case that I raised, I would assume that these are indeed the incidents of voters over the age of 90 are indeed true, although I would believe ZEC, I will raise this with ZEC, that it verifies and corrects the addresses of the other people that are not on the voters' roll. Of interest also in the Harare West constituency voters' roll is the distribution of age, registered voters by age. The biggest proportion of registered voters is those who are 35 years old. That is the biggest, and followed by those who are 25 years old. And the distribution, the peak of the distribution of voters is aged between 35 and 43. Those are the highest numbers of voters, which appear to be also in keeping possibly with other findings in other voters' rolls. And apart from that, the only other problem that is there with this voters' roll in Harare West is that the distribution of voters to polling stations was done in a manner that I think ZEC should have done better with. There are voters who are registered in polling stations that are distant, very distant from where they reside. An example is one of the very senior citizens that I visited, whose age she is has now mobility problems. She is now she is now aged 93. and she can hardly walk. And since 1980, she's been proudly voting at the Marlborough Civic Centre, which is just a few hundred meters away from her home, which if she drives, she can get there. But now she was moved to Avonlea polling station, which is nearly 2 or 3 kilometers away. And there are a lot of other voters that this was done by. And this is one thing that I believe ZEC would need to consider in order to ensure that voters are able to vote. And then lastly, what I would want to comment on is also the distribution of polling stations as well in Harare West. There is an area in Ward 41 of Harare West that is in Tinwald North, which has traditionally voted near the police base there. But in this polling exercise, that polling station has been removed, and the voters in that area are registered to vote across into Bluffhill, which is nearly 2 or so kilometers away, which is quite a problem for a lot of the voters. And it is my hope that, and together with other candidates, because we had a multi-party liaison meeting at the constituency level, and the other candidates also expressed that we wanted ZEC to move the polling station back. And so the issue of distribution of voters to polling stations is something that I hope that Harare West will take in good stride. It is my hope that ZEC can address this in time and possibly move the polling stations, but in that particular polling station, but also inform voters. But if it does not do so, I want to appeal to Harare Westerners to not to lose heart, but to remember that they do have a right to vote, and not allow difficult placement of their vote at a distant polling station to stand between their right to vote, that they must indeed make the effort and go. That is if ZEC does not manage to correct this. Together with even the other polling station there's a polling station in Ward 41 again in Good Hope, that was located in a place that's just called Open Space Old Farmhouse. That tomorrow, that candidates like myself, together with the other candidates, have expressed our concern to ZEC that they should indicate specifically where these polling stations are, and then give GPS coordinates, but also, if possible, to move them to the traditional places, because I fear that some voters might not be able to vote because it will be difficult to find these polling stations which were moved from the areas that they were moved from. And then also just lastly on the voters' roll, I want to commend ZEC for the exercise that it conducted in coming up with a voters' roll from scratch. But of concern, of course, is the mistakes in addresses and so on, which I would have hoped that ZEC would have been able to clean up. But possibly they would still have to work on this and clear the addresses, and also remove issues of changing street names. Sometimes there are about 7 different ways in which a street is named. It's either a road or an avenue or a lane, and this really does also cause problems in terms of location. But so I think in conclusion, I would want to urge Harare Westerners to take their right to vote and exercise it on the 30th of July, even if there might be problems still in the voters' roll. I urge them to use the ZEC toll-free numbers, as well as also like my numbers, so that if they have issues and difficulties, they do not go away home without having registered to vote. And also just lastly remind them to turn up at the polling stations with their national identity card, that is plastic or metal, or a paper ID card with a photograph, and not a driver's license. I want to repeat, because it's an issue that's commonly made a mistake of, or a valid passport, and that they must present themselves to vote. And if they want to use their own pen, it is allowed, as long as it is a pen that is a roller ball pen that writes in black or blue ink. Nothing else, no pencils, not anything like that. And for the ladies also who are Harare Westerners registered to vote, please remember that, please ensure you go to the polling station without nail paint on the smallest left finger, or artificial nails, because ZEC is concerned about wanting to put ink on the cuticle. So with that, I just want to just say thank you all very much, and let's go out and vote in our numbers, in peace and in respect for each of our voices. And I hope that you vote for me, tried, tested and true, authentic representation. Thank you.
It's on your grouping of independent candidates. Are you endorsing one presidential candidate? What is the setup like?
No, we do not endorse any presidential candidates. We are independent candidates. We are running. This group of independent candidates is focused on our running of our elections as independent candidates. So that is what it is doing.
And what is your presidential candidate? Who is your presidential candidate?
I have indicated before that I've encouraged people to vote Nelson Chamisa, but as an independent candidate, I will say again that I welcome those who want to vote for Emerson Mnangagwa to vote for me, those who want to vote for Nkosana Moyo to vote for me, those who want to vote for Nelson Chamisa vote for me, because as I indicated, my interest is in my election as an independent candidate. I'm not running as a party candidate, so I'm not running an election and campaigning with a candidate. I would do so if I was in a political party, and I'm not doing that.
Considering ZEC's record of not implementing some of the reforms that the opposition political parties have been demanding as independence, do you think there's going to be a shift with the demands that you have?
We expect ZEC to do this. We have a right. We are determined to assert our rights, and we shall assert them, and we shall use every means that we can to do so.
And how has been your campaign going?
It's been going very well, very encouraging. A tremendous amount of support and encouragement and enthusiasm from Harare Westerners in my case, to support of my candidature, with many and with some who've been asking why it is that I'm running as an independent, yet all along I've been running in the MDC, and I've been explaining that I withdrew from the primary elections because of gross irregularities in the polls. So that has taken up a lot of my campaign. But I must say that there's an issue of concern also in Harare West in terms of my campaign. It's an issue that I have raised with Assistant Commissioner Matanga that is totally untenable, whereby at Marlborough Police Station, which is physically located in Mount Pleasant constituency, but is a constituency that serves Harare West, there is erected there a billboard right inside the precinct, inside the fence of the polling station, with an advertisement for ZANU-PF's Congress, its last Congress, right in the police station. And this is clearly unconstitutional, given that the Constitution prohibits the police from being partisan and acting in a manner that advances or hinders the work of any political party. At a forum for ending political violence that was organized by the Women's Coalition, and I believe the Canadian Embassy and the Zimbabwe Women Lawyers Association, I took the opportunity to quiz Commissioner Matanga about what it is he would do about the billboard. He made an undertaking, this is about last week on Thursday, that he would remove the billboard. But alas, he would remove it the very next day. Alas, as of Saturday, I decided to pass by Maura Police Station, and to my utter dismay, I not only saw the ZANU-PF advert still in the billboard, there was actually a renewed advertisement, a brand new, fresh dispensation one, that now has the ZANU-PF presidential candidates campaign to vote ED. And this is clearly untenable. It's actually been renewed instead of being removed. And today at the Multi-Party Liaison Committee again in Maybelline at Harare West, I raised this again as I raised it last week again. Unfortunately, the police officer in charge of Maybelline keeps saying that it's a Marlborough issue, and yet in the last meeting he had indicated that he is the police officer representing the policing area. So, and I did also raise it there that, look, this billboard has got to come down before the election if we're serious about free and fair elections. So those are some of the issues that are of concern in this campaign, but also around issues around intolerance, the tearing of posters, and intolerance of particularly independence it's a cause for concern, mainly from the alliance. But look, it's a democratic system, and we fight for a democratic state, and all voices are entitled to be heard in Zimbabwe. But it's been otherwise going well, and I do hope, because it's an opportunity for Harare Westerners to speak. And on 30 July, because I fought hard to defend their right to choose freely their candidate. I hope it will be me, but that they can choose for themselves, by themselves. And the day that we have been waiting for, the 30th of July, to hear their voice as to who is it that they want to go and represent them in the National Assembly, will come.
Okay, my last thing, just out of interest, who owns the billboard? Is it the police? Is it the city council? Who owns that place for the billboard?
I can say I do not know, but it is in police premises, and the police have a responsibility to ensure that they do not, in their, because it's a police yard, whether the police rent it from the city council, whether they own it, but it is within their fence, it is within the police station, it is their area. And there's no way in the world where, especially in Zimbabwe, where a person can just walk into a police station and erect a billboard or just do anything without the permission of the police. It's clearly with their blessing. It's clearly got the authority of the highest office in the police. You just don't do anything in a police station. I'm sure you know that from about 2 years ago, it's actually become difficult to enter police stations. Now the police put these boom gates at the police station, and when you get there, you are asked, who are you? Write down your name if you want to go to the charge office. I mean, I have issues around that, but look, it's even now difficult for anyone to just walk in, let alone erect a billboard. Clearly, it's something that has been permitted and authorized by the highest office.
Okay, in your own words, what does this reflect probably on the police or the commissioner, considering that on that day of the launch of that project, he promised that it would be taken down the following day, and he made other several promises prior to the election?
I would say that this is really cause for concern, that he has not kept his word, and if he does that, it becomes difficult to just to have respect for his office, and also to believe in his good faith in this, that there really a new dispensation, or is there not? I mean, the police service must always show the greatest level of of truth. I mean, they enforce the law after all. If we can't trust our police and we can't believe them, how will they police us? So they need cooperation from the public as well, and we must be able to respect, and we do. But the Commissioner General must fulfill his word and have that billboard taken down. Candidates with false addresses on the voters' roll.
Oh, yes.
The other one is an address at number 17, 4th Avenue, Mahere. Now, what's interesting about the first address is that the first address of 17 5th Avenue, Mahere, is an address registered for one of the candidates, the National Assembly candidate for the MDC Alliance. And the second address for, incidentally, 17 4th Avenue is an address indicated for a candidate for the MDC Alliance for councillor for that ward. So it is just really, we'll be curious to see how it is that these addresses got to the voters' roll, and what it is that was said or not said to ZEC about whether or not these people live here live at those addresses, which is an electoral issue. It's another cause for concern and interest. It will be interesting to see how this came about, because it's got interesting implications for the integrity of the voting process, as well as the registration process, as well as of the voters' roll itself.
Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and be the first to see as it happens. Watching TV on the go. ZimdiTv, building bridges. Your views and comments are welcome on the program. Remember to like our Facebook page and our YouTube channel